Hello everyone, and welcome to the next video on my request list. Now my computer's being a bit funny, so we will see if this is going to work at all, but I'm going to attempt to do so. Now I hope you've had an amazing merry Christmas, people. It is Boxing Day and I've got a few minutes before the family arrive, well, actually not a few minutes, I have a day before the family arrives for the rest of the Christmas period. So I thought I'd do my videos that I really wanted to do today. So if you are, and this is for somebody who requested, who is a Life Path 5 with a soul urge in the Master 11. Now there's going to be some things that will help with the soul urge Master 11, and some things that won't help so much. Now remember, your life path is the most important number in your chart. It is your purpose and your reason for being here. So it is the number that should be served and looked after by all the other numbers in your chart. So it's the development of the challenges of your life path, because it's not easy, that is helped or hindered sometimes by the other numbers in your chart. Now your soul urge number is your drive and your motivation, and in some ways when it comes to communicating and being a messenger, the 11 is going to be really useful. Your heart, your 11 is going to be really useful to help you with your life path 5. But there's some elements of your soul urge 11 that might need a little bit of tweaking to help you achieve all of your life path 5 challenges. So first of all, let's look at what you're here to do, the challenges that you're here to achieve, and then look at how your soul, your motivation and your drive supports you, or in some cases doesn't support you. So as a life path 5, whatever the sub lessons are, this is the main important number in your chart. You're here to learn to make good use of your energy and your drive, because you've got a lot of energy and drive inside a 5, to explore, to travel bravely and fearlessly, to be adventurous, to experience as much as possible with a view to pull out what you're not interested in and what you didn't enjoy so much, and to intuitively and with your heart choose and commit to a passion and a mastery that you can then put out there to the world to help the world in some way. And as a soul urge 11, you're going to want to heal the world in some way. This is how these numbers link. So you're here to look at the world with the eyes of a child, with a view to intuitively choose at some point in your life. There is no rush. You are a life path 5. It might be way into your adulthood before you even think about choosing a specialism and mastery. So panic. So choose and commit to a passion and a mastery. Then work with the elements of freedom. Now 5s are quite rebellious and they're like, I do what I want when I want situation. But real freedom is actually achieved via discipline. Because if I did everything I wanted, I'd either be 10 times fatter than I am now or in prison, because, if we always do what we want, especially what we want in the moment, it doesn't always bring us freedom. There's a very much I don't know what else to say other than a paradox there, that doing what you want doesn't bring you freedom. It's actually achieved via discipline, commitment, and focus to something, a passion, a mastery that you can then be the master of, the expert in. That's very much the 5 energy. And then communicate your mastery and stories and whatever else that you like to communicate, both written and spoken, via social connections and the written word and speech, whether you're in a social group or on stage or talking to a camera. It's or writing it in a book or an article or whatever, however you choose to communicate yourself, your heart and your mastery. Social connections, social media, Fearless written and verbal performance. Basically, that's the 5. Find your mastery, find your discipline. Realize that freedom is achieved via discipline and focus, and develop the mastery of something that you're really passionate about, and then communicate that mastery both verbally and in written form. And you can, if you prefer written, you can do written. If you prefer verbal, you can do verbal. There's no tight rules on how you express yourself as a 5. So that's what you're here to do. And of course, it's not going to be easy because it's your life path number. But your soul urge, your heart, your drive has big dreams. You've got big dreams. You want to change the world. You're interested in walking a spiritual path, channeling new wisdom, whether you channel it directly from source or whether you read it in your books or your research. You get excited for the new and the novel, new wisdom, new theories, new fashions, new films. It all depends on what you're interested in as to which of the new that you focus on and are more passionate about. You're often the first to want to try the latest new thing, the innovations and ideas that fascinate you in your chosen subject or medium. But it's your chosen subject, medium and interest that could feed through your mastery in the life path 5. Just a little idea if you haven't had that already. You love to be passionate and brave, and you don't like caring what people think. You like pushing away what people think. You're not swayed by disapproval from others. In fact, you quite like disapproval from others because it shows you're different from others, because you love to be unique. And you're proud of your uniqueness. And so you bloody should be. You like to go your own way. You don't like others trying to change your views. You're interested in learning about yourself and wisdom. You want to better yourself so that you can then use that betterment to heal others. You like to learn and channel new wisdom so that you can learn to teach that to other people, so that you can pass that wisdom onto others. When you channel ideas, you love to sit and plan how that idea is going to go forward, to channel, to nurture that channeled message and talk to the right people so that these ideas are ready to be actioned whenever you see fit, or whenever you can bring a 3 in to help you to express this energy to the world. But as a life path 5, first and foremost, you're here to learn to be disciplined and focused and develop a specialism, a mastery, something that is your passion, that you can study beyond the boredom of the detail. But because you're a life path 5, you're going to find this difficult. You're easily bored. You want to look at and study lots of topics, which is good, but you struggle to be present and focus and actually learn from each experience. You tend to brush over each experience and just go on to the next without any learning, without really thinking about how each experiences impact you. Initial varied experience is needed in order for you to find your focus and your mastery so that you can choose your specialism and your focused. But it's looking at the world is important. Look at the world with the eyes of a child. Experience, be adventurous, look at loads of new things, do loads of different things, because you're here to learn to be disciplined. So think about each experience, Is it something that you love? Is it something that was indifferent to you, or did you hate it? What topics, what experiences, what situations, what subjects do you really love, and would you love to take further and develop further and continue with beyond the boredom of the detail towards your mastery and specialism? This is not going to be easy to do, especially when you've got a heart of a soul urge master 11. The Master 11 loves to be in the cloud, channeling loads of new ideas, looking at shiny things, thinking about new shiny things, and being in the clouds and dreamy. They love ideas that illuminate the world for world healing, but they don't always stay focused on one idea because there's loads of new ideas there for them to look at that they're really excited about. They love to channel the new from source, the novelty, but they can dislike at times sticking to one idea because of all the lovely shiny new ideas that come out there. So focusing on one idea past the point of expression and planning and staying focused on that idea and talking to the right people and getting that idea moving forward can be a difficulty for a soul urge 11 to want to do, and they've got that difficulty in the 5 as well. So focus is really, really important. Looking at the world with the eyes of a child, feeling what's good, what's not, what do I want to take forward, what would I love to master and then communicate to the world. That's important for you as a life path 5. So support your life path 5 by working hard as diligently as you can. Now, there's no rush. Don't be beating yourself up. You're a life path 5. You've got your whole life in order to achieve this. So relax and work with discipline and focus and perseverance on the detail of one passion, one mastery, one specialism, past the point of the boredom of the detail towards mastery, so that you're the person that knows loads about that particular subject, topic or experience. Because this mastery will also help you to manifest the innovative ideas and novelties that you just love to channel from source. And you can channel those ideas and that mastery, channel those new ideas and that innovation through your mastery in order to help these two numbers to work together in unison. Put this first because this is the biggest sort of thing when it comes to the life path 5. Being brave enough to search the world for your mastery and experience, and then choose your mastery, and then be disciplined enough to create that mastery, to be that master, that specialist within your field. You're here to develop the ability then. This is not easy. When you've found that mastery, you'll still love variety. You'll still want experience in your life. You're still going to be adventurous, and so you should be. But you're also going to have things like family and commitments and people in your life, because no person is an island, are they? We all have family and people we want to be around and communicate with. So you're here to develop the ability to consciously and intuitively balance your love of variety and adventure and change with the stability of your family and your loved ones and those around you that are close, and your skill and passion and mastery. Now, sometimes one could overtake the other at times, but as long as you're balancing them out in some way, then you can fit all 3 into your life in some kind of balance. You can be totally spontaneous, take risks, jumping from one experience to the other, never settling, never progressing, finding that balance. So it's important as a 5 that you find that balance. Your Master 11 motivation energy means that you like new ideas, you like novelty and shiny new things, you love variety, especially variety within your self-study. You're very much about variety in wisdom and spiritual knowledge. You love to look beyond the veil and to the new wisdom underneath, and you love to channel whatever new wisdom that you haven't channeled or felt before. You're driven to build and nurture close long-term relationships as well. It's really something that's close to your heart. So to support your life path 5, it's not going to be easy, but balance your desire for your change, variety and adventure with your family and the people around you. You don't want to neglect those you love and those that are really close to you, and your skill, mastery and your passion. So being able to balance the 3 as much as you can is going to be really useful for you as a 5. You need to learn to be extremely intuitive, to access your intuitive wisdom when making decisions, assessing people's needs and assessing situations. So you can use your intuition for your own inner compass, your own inner voice, and use it as well to help you assess the needs of those around you, to help you read other people intuitively and maybe even empathically as well. So you need to learn to be extremely intuitive. Access your intuitive wisdom to help you make decisions and assess other people, which again isn't going to be easy in a lot of ways because it's your life path number. But what helps you is your heart and soul and motivation in the Soul Urge Master 11 wants to help people and wants to develop their spirituality and their intuition. Your Master 11 motivation energy means that you're drawn to spiritual reflection, looking beyond the veil, and intuitive development. You want to develop your intuition, to trust it, to understand it, to act on it, and your psychic perceptions so that you can assess others, serve and heal, but also make your own intuitive decisions. So your heart will really support this element of your life path. So to support your life path 5 and to develop your life path 5, develop and trust your keen intuition. Listen to it, act on it, basically. Trust it to help you assess people and situations accurately for you as a heart healer, and for you to make decisions for yourself with your own inner compass. This is another really important element of the 5. You're here to develop your ability to attain inner and outer freedom. Now, I mean real freedom, not just doing what you want, by doing things you might not want to do. Okay, think about that one. Doing what you want isn't freedom. Like I said in the beginning of the video, you can become a slave to your desires. And that means, if I ate everything I wanted to eat, I would be stuck in my house not being able to move. Definitely a slave to my desires. So one for you to think about. Freedom and discipline and responsibility are inherently linked. Very, very important. If you're not disciplined, you're going to choose the wrong things. And if you're not responsible, you could end up getting yourself in trouble, either your health, yourself, or get in trouble with other people, and end up banged up. You don't want that. So your Master 11 motivation energy means that you love to accumulate wisdom. We already know that. And you love to develop your intuition. And this helps you to avoid being such a slave to your human sensory desires. So that motivation to look higher beyond the veil can help take your focus off any sensory or feeling desires that you may want to follow that you think will bring you freedom, but actually don't bring you freedom. You're driven to be sensible. You're driven to be parental, to nurture and serve, less likely to want to rebel against your own or others' best interests. But, the 5 can be a bit, I'll do what I want, but the heart of the 11 is going to be very focused on what others need and healing towards others, which will help temper that situation in a 5. So support your life path 5. Exercise that self-discipline to develop the health, liberty and mastery, your health, your liberty, your mastery, the way you use your time to enjoy real personal freedom in this world, where you are able to make personal choices and act on them. That's really important, without restriction. You're also here to learn to develop your verbal and written communication skills, as I said at the beginning, towards charismatic sharing of ideas and stories related to your specialism and sometimes not related to your specialism. You have huge potential to be a great communicator in the verbal world, whether it's on stage or with big groups and audiences or just your social group or in book writing. 5s can be stage performers or they can be authors or they can be both at the end of the day. So your Master 11 motivation, your drive and your heart and your passion provides you with the passion and drive to want to illuminate and heal with new, innovative, channeled messages that bring positive change. So that's a good motivation to have, and it's likely to be linked to whatever you want to communicate is going to be linked to your soul urge number. So to support your life path 5, develop your verbal and written communication skills to help you share your new ideas and your message relating to your mastery and socially, in other areas of your life too. It's always good to practice and be charismatic and communicate with lots of people and make lots of friends, meet lots of new people. It's all good for a 5 to do that. It helps to alleviate any fears or low confidence that a 5 may have. You're here to learn to be committed, dependable, to do what you say you're going to do. This is linked to the bit where you're committing to family and those that are close to you, because you often forget what you promise because you're so chaotic. You don't mean to, you're just, as a 5, especially a 5 with an 11 heart, you can forget what you promise because you're so chaotic and scattered and changeable and looking for the next new experience. And, you forget to remember. It's not necessarily, it can be, but it's not necessarily lies or bad intention. It's just that the 5 energy is already in the clouds. And of course, the Soul Urge Master 11 likes to be there in the clouds. So it's very likely that the person who requested this video and anyone else that has this combination are going to be quite airy, fairy and forgetful sometimes, and forget their commitments to others. Your Master 11 motivation energy means that you want to be dependable, you want to be committed because you want to serve, you want to help others, you love being with others, one-to-one or in small groups, channeling comfort and healing to those around you and spreading it as far and wide as you can. However, you're also driven to be dreamy, like I said, and idealistic and scattered and prone to forgetfulness and having your head in the clouds. So to support your Life Path 5, take steps to try and organise yourself a little bit better. Write down what you promise. Write down what key things that be good for you to remember. Whether you put it into your phone or whether you like a notepad and pen still, like I still like a notepad and pen. Write things down. Find ways or create yourself an audio reminder, whatever it is you want to do, so that you can learn to start to sort of commit to prioritize your action appropriately and be a bit more committed and dependable, so that people know that you're going to do what you say you're going to do. And this is very linked not only to your family and those around you who feel let down when you forget, but it's also going to help things like, being organized when you're traveling the world and when you're being adventurous, or when you're trying to organize how you're going to communicate your mastery or your stories to others. It's always good to commit to whatever you're doing. And again, it's just another element of focus which you may struggle to have at times. You're here to develop your social skills and your charisma, because remember, you're a communicator. You're here to be a communicator and to captivate others. It's good to be able to catch their heart and build some kind of rapport with them, to have the potential to be fun-loving and positive and optimistic, so that people want to hear you, they want to listen to you, they want to read your stuff. But 5s can be a bit wired and uptight and anxious and argumentative at times. So working on that would be good for you as a 5. Your Master 11 motivation energy means that you like to be fun, you like to be social, especially with those close, but mostly with those close, because your heart gets quite easily overwhelmed and you prefer to be around those people that mean something to you, those people that you feel closer to. You prefer to connect one-to-one with intimate groups that you know well, that you already love on a deep level, to promote rapport and connection and trust with those around you. So widening that network for a 5 that is here to communicate to a wider audience, or on stage or in books, it's important that you're also able to widen that social network and be better or more willing to connect with new people, build relationships, as well as just nurturing and maintaining the relationships you have. So to support your life path 5, use your drive to connect socially to help you learn to connect with a wider social group or audience, because that's how you're going to help get your voice out there, whether it's verbal, on stage, or in small groups, or whether it's to get your book out there to the masses for your mastery to be spread around. It's important that that is developed. Also, consistent independence now, because 5s are a bit airy-fairy and can jump from one get rich scheme to the next, or swing from one idea to the next, and the 11 isn't helpful here. You can swing from independence, like total independence, like clearing off and no one knows in your family where you are, or total dependence, coming back again with your tails between your legs and needing somewhere to live because you've done something that has either lost your house or burnt your house down, or you very much swing from independence to dependence and back again, and sometimes it can be quite extreme. So consistent independence that links to interdependence is something that a 5 needs to develop. Like the risky behaviour, the get rich quick schemes can bring on the dependence, and then you have another idea that takes your fancy and you clear off and you become so independent that none of your family or anyone knows where you are, and you're either there or you're not. And when you're not there, you're missing, emotionally as well as physically, or one or the other, or you're completely back and totally dependent because what you've just done or the risks you've just taken have gone totally wrong. So again, it's finding that balanced independence so that you can be interdependent more. Your Master 11 motivation energy means that you choose to see humanity as one entity, one spiritual source, mutually independent and inherently connected. This is where your heart takes you. You love to act out that interdependence, the fact that one affects the other. When you throw the pebble in, it ripples out and it affects everyone. And you love that idea that we're all interconnected and naturally interdependent. And you assess risk more intuitively than a 5 without a soul urge or without 11 in their toolbox may do. So use your intuition there. Act forward your love for interdependence to help temper this tendency as a 5 to swing from independence to dependence and back again. So support your life path 5 by ensuring that you take intuitive and channeled risks so that you can maintain your independence towards the interdependence that you love, and the independence, the balanced independence, the consistent independence that you need to help you achieve your life path. You're here to learn to develop fearlessness, to help others to live fearlessly too. Now, you're here to be adventurous, to experience, to try new things, but some 5s are far too fearless to do that. And they'll express their love for adventure and the new by reading books or watching films or doing that instead of actually doing it themselves, and being fearful of many things and then ending up being restricted and getting even more bored. You need to challenge yourself past your comfort zone to experience the new, to experience the adventure, to get out there, because the more that you can get rid of your fearfulness and be fearless, the more you can then teach and help others to be fearless, to get out there, to expand, to be adventurous, to get out there into the world. Your Master 11 heart and motivation means that you're driven to develop your intuitive bravery and confidence, but you can be quite oversensitive in your heart sometimes. You want to use wisdom and advanced perceptions and intuition to support your courage and your get up and go and your self-belief, and that's going to be the basis. It's going to be your heart strength, your spiritual strength, and getting your intuition in gear to help you move forward. Support your life path 5 by being intuitively fearless as much as you can. If it feels right, just do it. Don't let the ego voice get in the way and tell you you can't do it, or tell you you're not good enough. Act on your intuition and do it as much as you can. Be be intuitively fearless and confident in your abilities. And without you teaching them, people will be inspired by your bravery, your confidence, and you'll encourage that kind of bravery and courage in others too, whether you do it consciously or just by example. You're here to learn to make good use of your energy and drive. Now, the 5 life paths full of energy and drive, and like I said, they can use that energy sometimes a little bit questionably. They'll either stare into space or go and do activities that they're not really present with. They can do things that are a bit irresponsible in times and get themselves in trouble. And you're here to learn to really make good use of the energy you have, your days on earth, the time you have to act. Because you do need to be free, and you sometimes can act a little bit airy-fairy. If you feel restricted though and underconfident, you can be restless, which won't help what I've just said. And there's going to be drama queen situations, especially if you're a bit uptight and antagonistic sometimes, and sometimes you just use your energy and experience for arguing and bickering and getting yourself in trouble, or for nothing in particular, doing something and not really learning from it. It's making good use of your time. What can I do today that either serves my sense of adventure that I can be present in, my mastery, or my family and those that I love around me? How can I use that time in order to enhance one of these areas, or all 3 at once if you can do so? Use your energy for experience that is positive and useful, adventurous, courageous, and loving towards those around you. And of course, developing your passion and mastery. Your Master 11 motivation energy means that you have huge desire and drive to achieve great things for humanity. It's what your heart wants. So support your Life Path 5 by channeling and focusing your drive confidently towards courageous experience for your mastery, your family, and your sense of adventure. Learning and mastery and whatever it is for your own personal joy and freedom. Again, not easy tasks for a 5 to commit to. So I hope you've enjoyed my video. Please like and subscribe, as everybody tends to say on their videos. And if you want to email me for a reading, please email me at katie@soulexplorer.net. And you can also contact me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn and Twitter. I have books on Amazon that link to the videos that I make, so that you can start to really understand your life purpose, and then in some cases blend the numbers too, like I just did. So the Soul Urge, Remember Your Motivation, is the book for you when it comes to this video. So go to Amazon, have a look at my videos, and if you want to understand how someone's motivation and drive and desire really links to their life path, then my book Remember Your Motivation is the one for you. But I have a few books out there. Have a look, and you can always email me if you're struggling to choose which one might work for you. Just email me and I'll be pleased to answer your questions. If you want to support me, I'm on Ko-Fi, and I'm also on Patreon. I have courses on Udemy as well if you want to learn to be a numerologist. So all those links for my books and my Udemy and Patreon and Ko-Fi and more are all in the description box below. But remember what I say, you've always got to choose, you've always got to trust your own intuitive voice within, because only you know intuitively what's best for you. The final book of my numerology readers trilogy is here, and here it is. Here is the front cover, and this is all 3 in the trilogy for you here on the screen. But first of all, this is my first book. Well, it's like a prequel book, and it's for beginners in numerologies, and it's grounding for newbies and shows all the number energies in a personal chart. Then you have the first of the trilogy, And it's more for intermediate numerologists, people that want to really break numerology down and start using it as an art. It provides a deeper analysis of the lessons and challenges of your life path and birthday energies. So the reasons why you're here, a concise list of your priority life path tasks and your secondary life path tasks. They're not linked because the first column on the left is the most important column for you to work on, but also using the influence of the right hand column to achieve the lessons of your life purpose. Then looking at how your life purpose energies blend with all your talent numbers in your chart. So this is again the second in the trilogy for intermediate numerologists that provides an analysis of the lessons of the life path as they correspond with your main talent expression number, and it can be used for the numbers too. And then the third and final and new book of the trilogy, my intermediate numerologist books, which provides analysis of the lessons of the life path and the soul urge. And that's the motivation, a lesson by lesson comparison of how driven and motivated you are to learn the lessons of your life path. These 3 books can be used if you want to be a numerologist. However, if you just want to learn it for yourself, then just the first book, Remember Your Plan, will be for you.